Okay, we're going to slide over here into the Western Conference, the play-in tournament predictions, and kind of speculation going on from there. So the first matchup we're going to cover in this video is going to have to be the Memphis Grizzlies against the San Antonio Spurs. Now the Spurs are a 10th seed and the Grizzlies are at a 9th seed. So due to the criteria of this game in play, the Memphis Grizzlies will be on quote-unquote home court to take on the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday afternoon. Now, within the play-in tournament, we all understand it's just one game. Loser goes home, and winner gets to take on the loser of the 7th versus 8th seed, which would be either the Warriors or the Lakers. Now, as the Grizzlies and Spurs are going to take on this game here in Memphis, let's kind of jump into both the San Antonio Spurs and Grizzlies roster side of things. Well, number one, with the Grizzlies, we do have Sean McDermott. With his foot has been ruled out whenever they played Sunday against the Warriors, and he is listed as probable as of right now. We did see around a week or two ago with Grayson Allen. He was week to week with an abdominal strain, and the team put him on update at the end of the week. So looks like Grayson Allen should be in the mix with Sean McDermott playing within that game. Grayson Allen's a huge piece for the Memphis Grizzlies. And then overall with the San Antonio Spurs, Daquan Jeffries is listed day-to-day, and Trey Lyles did not play on Sunday's game against the Suns, but he should be good to go to play within this game today. So pretty much we're looking at both these teams at full strength. The Grizzlies have been a team that's always overperformed these last two seasons with Ja Morant, who's a very underrated and low-key point guard this day and age. Ja Morant is an impact type player. I mean, him joining the Grizzlies last season, they were the 8th seed, but they had to play in the play-in tournament against the Portland Trail Blazers, which they did lose that game to, and that's why the Grizzlies could not make the playoffs. Same thing with the NBA bringing in this play-in tournament. Now you do have Ja Morant with the Grizzlies. Had a better record than last season. They have 38 and 34 record, and that's a winning record for these Grizzlies, man. Very impressive on that end. But they are at a 9th seed, so with this new play-in tournament, they're going to have to go through the Spurs, and if they win, they have to go through the Warriors or the Lakers. Not ideal, and I've stated the play-in tournament is not ideal for young teams. It's more enhancing and more viable if you are a veteran-type team, such like the San Antonio Spurs. You only have one game to win, and usually with veteran teams, they understand being in the playoffs and winning that one game and orchestrating a defensive play plan within head coaching, and let alone executing to the end of the game. It's a mental state of game as well. The Memphis Grizzlies are a young team to begin with. They don't have playoff experience. Now, they do have play-in experience from last season, but due to that, they're going to go through the San Antonio Spurs with Greg Popovich and DeMar DeRozan. If you're going through Greg Popovich, he's going to run through a game plan to go against Ja Morant. Now, if I'm looking within these two matchups, I expect a big game, a big outing from DeMar DeRozan, which Greg Popovich is going to have to push out for. Ja Morant, he does have experience from last season. He does have that. He does have that motivation, of course, from losing from last season. But again, I say with you guys, veteran teams are most likely going to win in my scenario when it comes to this play-in tournament, because you're asking for one game. And due to that, I actually do have the San Antonio Spurs going to win this game against the Memphis Grizzlies. And I know a lot of people don't have this case. It is what it is. The Grizzlies have beaten the Spurs 2 out of the last 3 occasions this season when playing in the regular season. But who knows? The Spurs did beat the Grizzlies when the Grizzlies were at their home court. Who knows what it comes down to it. This play-in tournament is very new. We haven't really seen how teams performed and how it goes with, but I'm actually going to take the San Antonio Spurs to win this ball game. Besides from that, the Grizzlies are still an overperforming, great young team. They need to get some pieces added in the offseason, but I'm going to take the San Antonio Spurs to win this game. Not too much more depth on talk about that.